Oh my god, stop barking. Every time, as soon as I press that button, this dog just loses her mind. And it's crazy. It's effing crazy. Anyone got the Rick Rubin book? No, we do not have the Rick Rubin book. Okay. Oh man. All right. What is the question, beat juggernauts? Well, to be honest, the what's it called? I didn't really start the beat with the drums. I actually started with the sample, and shit just came out duty sauce. So I was like, you know what? I'm keeping these drums though, bro. Because one thing, if you take the time to program a groove in like the 2500, you less likely to just throw that shit away. At least me. At least me. I'm less likely. What's up, problem? I have several drum plugins. How can you tell when the plugin is lying to you? Oh, I put the kick into six different drum samplers and the sound was all over the place. I don't I don't really understand the question just yet. You want to like call me on IG voice and talk about it real quick while we wait for the stream to fill up? It'd probably be easier than trying to type it. Yo, what's up, bro? I was like, hey, let me, because my drums are ass, and I know my dog is old as fuck, and it wasn't made for like, it was made for dance music back in the late 90s, early 2000s. But it's my workflow, I stick with it, blah, blah, blah. But I don't use that drum sampler. So I'm like, okay, and so I've been using romplers, and it's okay, but I'm stuck with what they give me. And I'm like, you need to get better drums. And I got an ass ton of drums. So I opened up several samplers that hold drums. I took a basic kick from Music Radar, and then I took this Curtis King kick, and so when I did the Music Radar kick, and the faders on my DAW were all at -18.
Okay.
And then um so some of the kicks were equal, like MPC Beats and this other program I got called Geist. Mm-hmm. They had about the same level, but but Poise, which is a free sampler.
Yeah, no Poise.
Poise was kicking, so I was like, oh, all right, that's cool. But then when I put in the Curtis King kick, then these other samplers, then the signals and shit changed, and I was like, okay, wait a minute, because I want to know, how do I pick? Because I'm sure it's two things. One, it's about the sample you pick, probably, but also, how do you know when your drum sampler is really giving you the sound and thump you're supposed to have versus, you think you over here kicking it with this sampler, and turns out it's just lying to you, because they weren't consistent across the board. Like, I thought Poise would do just as well on the Curtis kick, but then it ended up being like fourth. And so I'm like, how the fuck do you? One, I got too many plugins, but two, I'm like trying to figure out, how do I, I thought MPC was going to be the loudest one, and it wasn't. But that doesn't necessarily mean it wasn't the best one. You know what I mean? I'm like, I just need some clarity of like how to better experiment on how to make my drums better.
I mean, there's a couple things. You work on a Mac, or you work on a PC?
I'm on a PC.
So if you're on a PC, you need like I'm on a Mac, right? If I'm in like our version of Windows Explorer, and I go to a WAV file, and I press the space bar, it plays the wave. Does Windows do that?
Yes.
Okay. So when you do that, that's the sound, right? That's the there's no coloring, there's no volume attenuation. It's playing the file, right? What happens is with these third party kicks and whatnot, is a lot of people, the way that they design their kicks is they'll design them in a DAW where they have it set to they have the headroom set to 32-bit, and the thing about 32-bit is you can bounce something that's clipping, that's over 0 dBFS, and you can get that information back by turning the sample down in the DAW, right? Okay. Or in the drum VST. And all of and what happens when you try to go through a bunch of different drum VSTs is, if you're not familiar with how those VSTs handle like converting samples at different bit rates and shit like that, and are they clipping it, or are they normalizing it, you'll get different you'll get a different like sound as far as the loudness from VST to VST. You know what I mean? Okay. So what you want to do is you want to pay attention to not the volume, because the volume you could just turn up. What you want to do is you want to pay attention to the tone, right? And what happens is if you have a 32-bit sample and you put it in, like, I'll tell you what I know. Like, if you put it in MPC Beats, right? That sample is going to be going into the red on 3 stages. It's going to be going into the red on the pad mixer. It's going to be going into red on the program mixer page, and it's going to be going into red on the master output page, right? So a lot of people think that drums hit harder coming out of like that software. They say, man, but what's happening is they're using like samples from Splice or samples from Reddit, and they're getting the same effect as FL Studio people who turn the boost knob all the way up, and they wind up getting that nice overdrive distortion. And depending on how hot that kick was made, it'll sound great, or it'll sound, too crunchies to the point where you don't want to use it. But what you will notice if that's happening is the tone of your kick is going to sound different. So all you want to do is, when you're trying to figure out which drum sampler you want to use and stick with, right? You want to have File Explorer up, and you want and pick a kick that you know what I mean, one that you're gonna use,
Okay.
and you put it you put it in all your samplers, and you press spacebar on File Explorer, and then you trigger it in the in the VST of your choice. And if you hear the tone change, not the volume, but the tone, if the tone sounds different, if it sounds like a different file, then you know that you're getting some type of digital clipping in that VST, and
Okay.
you need to like turn it down.
Okay.
And that's really all you got to watch out for. And then the only other thing,
Man,
what's up?
I knew you would set me straight. I needed that explanation. I was like, he's gonna fix this and get me to going, because I was like, I'm going way too down the road on some bullshit. I don't want to keep you anymore because I know you got your live coming up, and I'm gonna tell everybody thank you in there. But man, I appreciate you on that.
Yeah, no problem, dude. Just the only other thing I was gonna say is, now that you kind of know to watch out for tone, just whichever drum sequencer that you make the beats that you like most with, stick with that one, right?
Okay.
Because all the extra shit of getting it to boom and knock and all that stuff, it's just volume adjustment and like little seasoning plugins after that. But there really ain't that much to it. All right.
Okay. All right. Appreciate you, man.
All right, no problem, dude.
All right.
All right, have a good one.
All right, you too.
Bye. CMP, you charge $200 for this phone call? Nah, Beat Juggernauts is a day one, bro. He gets free drum support. He gets free drum support. John Smith, what's up, bro? You come over here to talk about DJ Muggs? Damn. he said $200 for the phone call, bro. I mean, I know the C in CMP stands for capitalism. I know we all understand that, but yo. Nah, it's just that sometimes when when you're on the chat and you're trying to like answer somebody's question, it's just so much easier to do it with a quick call than to try to type it out and have to deal with the delay, you know. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, no, he definitely like John. I was listening to it, and I was just like the first thing I did was go to the Conway and West Side Gun song, and then I had to get out of the car, and then I looked back at the rest of the collaborations. I was like, yo, yo, he really got quite a few honor like men of note here, you know. CMP, I tried going for that Section 80 style sample, made this little sample, but I don't know where to go next with it. Dropped in the Discord. Any thoughts? Is that one of my loops? Nah, bro, this is not one of my loops. This is not one of my loops. Listen, if I start making loops that sound like that, I will be back to making loops on stream. Those are not my loops, bro. that is you know, that is I don't know, that's some French shit. All right, so let me see here. But I definitely got a new. Here, I'll give you guys a gem. All right, take a screenshot of this right here. This is what you want to. Oh, yeah. Sorry. This is what you want right here. Screenshot that. Make that your samplet filter. Look at this. Look at this. 583 views. 583 views. Y'all still not using samplet. Terrible. It's a shame. It's a damn shame. It is a damn. Well, it's a damn shame. What this world's gone through. All right. So what am I doing here? The Discord. Bro, there's 5 beats in this sample. There's like easily 5 beats in this sample. Is this hard?
It's John T, boy. I picked this guy because we're going to be going over a new platform. The offer has much more features. We're going to get into that soon, and we're going to figure out what's so different from the other. This is the recreation of the rolling.
Oh, that's a plugin. That's a plugin. You could keep that.
Talking to a nigga. Baby, nigga, I'm faded. Nigga, I feel like 25 babies. Skunk, drunk, looking like a robber. It's time to take me to the world, cause ain't no chapping what we talking about.
Yeah, the only thing that's missing is acoustic bass and the drums, bro. Like, you're done. You're done now. You're done now. You're done. And shout out to Sample Class alumni Problem for making samples so dope. He didn't know that they were fucking finished, bro. Shout out to you, Problem. That's how you know you're done. Because I feel like Problem is sad. Like he's like, man, this is so good. I think I could add more to it, and it's like, nah, no, just stop. If you don't, if you don't get you an AJ Hall break and a motherfucking baseline, bro. Bro, this sample also had like this shit in it. I was trying to find a way to make it make sense. Oh, I know how to do it. I know how to do it. We just gonna do that for the little B pattern. You like the added perks? I'm slowly. I told you guys that I was gonna like, you know, I was gonna like there was gonna be a South season. We were eventually going to make it to the Dirty South, and I'm warming up. I'm getting the you know what I mean, because New York drums it's just but once you started getting to them South records from like the late 10,000s and the or and you know early 20 you know late 90s early 2010s and stuff like that. All right, so I got. Let's see if this works. Yo, yo, I've been working on. I'm working on this piece of shit for like 2 nights, and like the thing is, I haven't had like the most energy when I've been doing it. So I've been like going to the gym, trying not to die after work, and when I come home, just like, ugh, must make a beat. Bro, there's so many beats in here, bro. Yo. Yo, there's so many beats in this sample, dude. This is a whole other beat. This is a whole like I mean it don't have to be, but it is. This is a damn sample of the century. Yo, look at the cheating and the bullshit I'm on, guys. Like, I'm surprised nobody's called me out yet. Like, I'm just sitting here, you know, time stretching, fucking loop pointing, you know, with a 2500, like it's no big deal. But I'm not a producer, John. I'm just I'm just an old head looking for a groove. Well, that's too sloppy. What a what a fucking time to be alive. Just the power that we have in our hands. If you're willing to be fucking the greatest version of yourself. I don't know. What do you guys think? How long till Akai has native stem separation on the MPC? I don't think that's gonna come until the next generation of MPCs. To be honest with you. Do I really? What's up, Ram? Do I really need? Do I really? Do I really need a 3-pattern beat? Is that what I need in my life? Like, do I need that type of headache right now? Let me see. So we do this. So. I think I know what I want to do. This is gonna be like on Kendrick Lamar type of time. So we start with this. I think we could try it. How many fucking... Oh, let's see. Mode. Oh, oh no, want to load. Said I want to load up a sample. I need to load up a sample right now. I need to load up a sample, baby. Load my sample inside of you. Why won't you load my samples inside of you, baby? Load my samples inside of you, girl. Load my samples inside of your world. Oh, what are we doing? Nah, I'm about to say, boy. I was thinking that the hardware couldn't handle it. However, it's able to handle way more powerful tasks. I think it's listen, there's lots of stuff that the NPC could do that they nerf because the user base isn't intelligent enough to manage resources. You know what I mean? I shouldn't say intelligent enough, but they're just not savvy enough with the NPC workflow to manage resources. You know? Like people want to put warp on every single sample instead of time stretching and bouncing it. You know what I mean? People want to use, 1,000, plug-in channels instead of just what's it called? 37. Instead of bouncing shit to audio and not crying about not having RAM. Load that sample inside of you, girl. You wanna load this sample inside of your world. Ooh yeah, baby girl, load my samples inside of you. You wanna, you wanna, do you wanna load my samples? Do you wanna load them inside you, baby? Do you sample from the land down under? Sweet. Okay, so we got that thing. What else do I need? What else do I need? Need to go into song mode. Sequence 2, then sequence 1. Make sure they are the same BPM. That's what we need. Then we gotta convert it to a brand new sequence. A sequence that has both of these. Now I could go to the mixer. Yes, now I could go to the mixer. Perfect. Touch Tone, what's up, bro? Bro Minotti, Bro Malution, Broation. We got a kick, snare, hat, shaker, open hat, rim shot. What else do we got in here? Wind chimes. What do you think about that Ozone 11? Oh, I don't know. I didn't look at it. What kind of promises are they making this time around? Why does that kick sound like that? Why is it doing that? Program. Ha! Loser. That's crazy. The like the overlap of my ghost kick, of my little kick, it was causing this weird phasey pop out, like, and I had been hearing it the whole time I've been making this beat. That's probably like why I've kind of like, and it's kind of like, haven't fallen in love with it yet. But I set the mute groups up so that those samples cut each other off, and now it's clean. The maximizer is good, but they're making it easy to sound like everyone else now. Oh, you gonna make me watch this shit. What, did this shit just come out 1 day ago? Ozone 10. Ozone 10. $30 minutes of how to use Ozone? Oh my god, bro. I'm not doing 30 minutes of how to use Ozone. Oh my god. You guys want to watch this bullshit? New module, clarity. Stem, focus on the snare. Transient sustain. New module, master rebalance. New feature, upward compression. New feature, delta.
Home drums, check this out. It's just crazy. Today's the release of Ozone 11 by Native Instruments.
No, you're not gonna talk to me like that. Dude, don't ever fucking talk to me like that. I'm so fucking sick of you people. I don't want to hear it. Nah, son. Let me see here.
Ozone 11 offers cutting-edge processing and AI-powered workflows to bring out the best in. The Clarity module adaptively maximizes the spectral power of your tracks, helping your music achieve even higher levels of professional polish. It dynamically contours the spectrum towards pink noise, pulling the blanket off of dull mixes without ever sounding harsh. Let's listen to a gain-matched before and after.
Oh my god, it added more mids and highs. Surprise, surprise. It added more mids and highs. I fucking hate this. I hate that. I hate this. Bro, I wish that, like, I wish, whatever, bro.
AI to rescue problematic mixes in ways that were previously impossible, using the new stem focus mode. Rather than applying processing to a full mix, apply any Ozone module to an isolated stem, vocals, bass, or drums, and control the internal balance of a mixed audio file. Let's smooth out this nasal sounding vocal with the newly redesigned Ozone equalizer.
Quick to forget all the things you do, and I don't want to sit around and play amused. But the light in the lobby, beside the party, soft on your body.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I want to stab myself. I want to stab myself in the fucking chest, bro. This is so stupid, bro. Like, I fucking can't stand you people's obsession with stems, bro. Like, we have the entire canon of motherfucking awesome music to pull off, and you know what? None of those people needed goddamn stems. They didn't need stem processing on their mastering plugins. They didn't need stem processing in their samplers. They didn't need none of that shit. You know what I mean? And you have this amazing canon of just beautiful fucking songs that can, you know, make you smile, make you laugh, make you cry, identify different points at different points in your life, get you through a problem, you know what I mean, fucking make you mad, drive fast, you know, smash the girl you've been trying to smash. Like, no matter what it is, there's a soundtrack to that. You don't need no goddamn stems for that, bro. Nobody ever needed fucking stems for that. And what's gonna wind up happening, and not that it matters for someone like me and a lot of you guys in this chat, you know, but there's gonna, like, that's gonna be the new thing. AI and stems, AI and stems, AI and stems. Like, AI and stems is the new analog modeling. You know what I mean? Because they still can't make anything sound analog. So they're just like, thank God we don't have to try to make anything sound analog, because we were fucking that up. We were fucking all of that all the way up. So what we're going to do is we're just going to put AI and stems and everything and get everybody to buy these. You know what I mean? No more vintage mode, no more tube models, just AI and stems. We're going to make it so that you can take a 2-track and EQ just the vocal. Like, fucking hate it here, bro. Like, dude, by the time, like, oh my god, bro. Like, what is the practical use for it? You know what the practical use for it? The practical use for it is that somebody with a Focusrite 2i2 is gonna pirate this software and put themselves on fucking Fiverr as a mastering engineer for $15 a song. That's you know what I mean, bro? The people who master Jason Joshua's mixes aren't going to use this module. This shit is like these products are designed. These products are designed for people who are never gonna fucking make it, bro. Stealing your money, selling you a dream. Enjoy.
Also pull out the newly redesigned spectral shaper and de-ess this vocal without affecting other mix elements like snares or...
Yo, and not to mention, y'all been telling me for goddamn the last year that the end user can't tell the difference anyway. Like, the end user is going to be able to tell that you use stemmed equalization and AI mastering on motherfucking your latest release. So why are you even spending money on this?
Or hi-hats.
Light in the lobby, beside the party, soft on your body. Let's not be tardy now.
You know what I mean? Like, nothing can save them whack lyrics. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter. I don't care. I don't care what they put on this shit. Bro is still gonna sound corny. Like, it's not gonna change the fact that his voice sucks.
11 also introduces transient sustain mode.
Where the fuck is the talent knob?
Unlock new creative possibilities by separately enhancing the transient and sustained components of the signal. Let's start with basic EQ, adding punch to the kick and sparkle to the high-end percussion, while
Can they add soul?
taming a boomy sub-bass and adding presence to these horns. But this goes way beyond just the equalizer.
That was a cool trick. Not gonna lie, that was a cool trick. That right there is a cool trick.
But this goes way beyond just the equalizer. We've equipped Match EQ, Dynamic EQ, and Vintage EQ, the new Clarity module, Stabilizer, Spectral Shaper, and the newly redesigned Low-End Focus with this Transient Sustain. Let's take advantage of both modes here by applying the Punchy mode to Transient and smooth out the Low-End Sustain.
Nope. All these modules to sound marginally better.
Exciter also has Transient Sustain, so you could add grit to drums.
Yo, Ozone's distortion box is very nice. Not gonna lie, very nice.
Ozone Imager can now add dimension while transients remain.
I fucking hate the Ozone Imager.
The world's most advanced AI mastering just got smarter.
I don't care. I really don't care. You people are stupid if you use that.
Compress processing to the redesigned maximizer. This highly transparent form of compression boosts quiet sections while preserving fast transients with one slider that replaces complex parallel routing, gain staging, and level matching. Let's put it all together and do one.
What did he say? What did he say?
We've added upward compress processing to the redesigned maximizer. This highly transparent form of compression boosts quiet sections while preserving fast transients with one slider that replaces complex parallel routing, gain staging, and level matching. Let's put it all together and do one final gain matched before and after.
Oh, they put the God particle in it. They put the God particle at the end of that. And you know what? People will buy this more because, like, dorks, they want to be told that something is easy, but they also want to see how they want the controls to be easy, but they want to feel like the process was very complicated and it was doing a lot of stuff. I think the one reason why, like, God Particle didn't, like, completely take over the world yet is because they don't show what's under the hood. Like, if if they made it seem more complex than it was, they would sell a lot more of them, and they'd be able to charge $400 for it too.
You may have noticed that every Ozone module is now equipped with a Delta button, enabling you to hear exactly how to unlock the.
Why is production so technical? It's not, bro. Production is not technical at all. Production is feeling. look at how much gear and plugins we use and it's still not enough. I don't I don't agree with that. I don't necessarily. Like the concept of, like it being enough or whatever, that doesn't have, like, it's not enough, that doesn't come from, that just comes from people trying to sell us stuff, bro. That doesn't come from like it actually not being enough, bro. Like, if you think about the stuff that, the stuff that they made our favorite songs on, they didn't have none of this shit, and it was enough. It was more than enough. you know because I mean, I tell you right now, none of my favorite songs have come out, like none of my favorite songs were mastered on Ozone. You know what I mean? None of my favorite songs were written with AI. you know I'm playing devil's advocate to myself. But sometimes I wonder if I'm doing too much. Listen, Adrenaline, I'm gonna tell you what, like, I'm gonna tell you like 100%. You're doing too much. I'm gonna tell you that. I'm gonna tell you that with 100% confidence. You're doing too much. Most of you guys are doing too much. That's why I've got the old ass MPC on the cart, right? Because it prevents me from doing too much. I was I was talking to I was talking to one of my cool friends about music and production and stuff, you know, and he was asking me about like using the NPC setup, cuz he's a um he's a 90s producer, and he's made like a couple of my favorite beats of all time, you know. And he's telling me, he's like, man, I don't give a fuck, dude. Like, I like these modern NPCs, but we wasn't like trying to convince like each other to like, it wasn't like trying to convince each other to use each other's workflow, just talking about what we like on some music nerd shit, right? And it's like, yeah, I'm gonna use these modern NPCs, bro. And he's getting ready to set up his analog chain and stuff, and asking me about what I was doing, and I was explaining to him. I was like the thing that I noticed, like, with doing my experiment with going through the different NPCs and getting tone and shit like that. And what I was telling them is the thing that I really like about the 2500 is the screen. You know what I mean? Like that screen, it I find myself using my ears a lot more, you know, than trying to depend on some than trying to depend on a you know, like a piece of software. So like when I do stuff like for example tuning a kick, you know, or picking samples, like I'm not loading it into the program edit on the MPC and just automatically looking to see like, oh, okay, my track is in D minor, this, you know, this hi-hat that I loaded is in D. I'm not going to um you know, try to pitch it at all or anything, which is what I do when I use the modern MPC, because you know, you get that little you know, that little safety blanket. And there's nothing wrong with using the safety blanket, but when you get the confidence to step away from that, in my opinion, I shouldn't say in my opinion, in my experience, I make better music. I think that, you know, my philosophy on it is that our instincts work way better than, you know, than Melodyne and shit like that. Like, yeah, there's gonna be some stuff that, you know, that you want to check. There's gonna be some stuff that, you know, it's gonna be easier to figure out, and that's why, you know, that's why, like for example, in this session, I have, you know, I have Studio One up. Like I chopped the sample in Studio One because I was trying shit out on the MPC and it was just kicking my ass, and I had to tap out. And you know what? That's okay. Um, you know, that's why 8 Ounce Baby Jesus gave us the computer. But yeah, I don't think like the new Ozone is gonna like destroy, you know, the music industry and oh my god, anybody can mix now and shit. I don't think that's about to happen, Touchstone. I ain't really I ain't really worried about it like that. TBH. See these go. No. No, this is about to sound monstrous. We about to really get in it. I need these to go to 7. No, wait, 7 and 8. Yeah. Yes, sirski. I wanna be a shaman. Right here, we need that boom, 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 boom. You gotta get the people what they want. Yeah, but I feel like there are too many minute things you have to do to get a precise sound. There's literally bro, Adrenaline, what are you talking about, bro? Like like I don't get it. Like the fuck are you trying to sound like? You know what I mean? Like I like you watch me stream every day and get the sound that I want to get, and I'm not doing nothing crazy. I'm not compressing individual tracks. I don't have AI on nothing. You know what I mean? I record an MPC through a preamp, and then I send it back out through a compressor and my tape sim, and that's it. And that's it, bro. That's it. Like I don't do a bunch of crazy shit. Like I'm not in here, with 9,000 plugins and shit like that, The only reason why people use all those fucking plugins is because the plugins don't sound as good as the analog gear. You know what I mean? So you have to use like 16 compressors to you know to get the same effect. And people got all those different tricks to try to get the shit to sound like you recorded it, which is weird. I was just like, man, fuck that. I'm gonna just record. I don't know. That doesn't make sense. Like, 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 Adrenaline. Whose content are you watching that makes you feel this way? Because that's what it is. Because it ain't the people in your circle who are telling you that. Like, whose content are you watching that's making you feel this way? Oh my God, this is gonna be one of my favorite beats. I can already tell. I can already tell, bro. This shit's going. Boom bap is my style. I guess hold up, wait, where's it at? No, Adrenaline, I asked you a very direct question. Whose content are you watching that makes you feel like you need all of this shit? Who is it? Who is it? So we can pull them up and I can show you what's going on here. You guys are trying to give my boy good advice. CMP, what cables do you use from your MPC to your preamp? I use, I mean, how do I do this? I have a patch bay, bro. So I have the outs of my MPC in the patch bay, and when I patch it in, I've got a radial direct box for the ground lift, just in case there's any buzz or anything on, before the final stage, before I go into the mixer, and I've got that, and also because it's got transformers in it, and also because I can switch over to mic level and then use the microphone stage of the preamp, which is where all the cool stuff happens anyway. And that's how I switch it over to XLR. So it's 1/4 inch into the direct box, and then out of the direct box, it's just a short little 3-foot jumper to the inputs. Yeah, it's a DI, exactly. Yeah, when Langston from Handsome Audio explained that to us, he had been telling us like all of this shit. Like it was like information overload, and he was telling us about all this cheap piece of shit gear that we should fuck with, and I was like, and I had tried some of it and I was not happy with it. So by the time he was telling me the difference between line level and mic level, I had kind of tuned him out. And then recently I tried it for myself, and I was like, oh man, like this, the preamp, I heard it on the Warm Audio preamp, like it made the Warm Audio preamp sound completely different. So yeah, that's what that's about. I guess when I'm looking to buy a new piece of gear, I'll look on YouTube and go down that rabbit hole. My peers' mixes are always better than mine, and I got more gear. Aha! So here we go. Here we go. Here we go. That's good information, bro. That's good information. You know what I mean? So a couple things could be going on, right? Like I don't like a couple things could be going on, bro. You might just suck at mixing. You know what I mean? Like that might be a thing. You might just suck at mixing. Like the way that you perceive like differences in volume while you're working on music, like your palette might be smudged, and that coordination that like might not just be something that you're good at. You know what I mean? The other thing that might be happening, as we get older, bro, like especially if we listen to music loud like our whole lives, is what we hear like up in the highs. It starts to like our ears start to get like a high pass filter on it. Like if you listen to like that Compton album, this is the reason why that Compton album sounds like that. That Compton album sounds really, 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 really bright. And I think it's because Dr. Dre is going deaf in the highs. And I'm not the only person who said this. But you won't ever hear anybody like, dare to say something, but it's like a common problem for people in their studio. You know what I mean? And then the other part is like you might have just I don't know how you put the stuff together. You might have just like never took the time to master the basics, because you should be able to this is more positive, right? This is more stuff that you could work on. But Ski says Dre listens to his stuff really, really. Bro, I'm telling you, bro. Like that's what happens to your ears, bro. Like you start to lose frequency response, dude. You know what I mean? And it's like the perfect storm. If you never took the time to master the fundamentals, like, bro, like here's the thing, right? If you're making beats and you're mixing beats, your kick drum should be at the same level every mix that you do, especially if you make the same type of hip hop. It should be at the same level. If all of your beats, that kick is, well, sometimes it hits at -6 and sometimes it hits at -10 and sometimes it hits at -4, because I was reading on Gear Sluts and they said that every mix is different. Like if you don't know to always put your kick at one level, or whatever the loudest transient in your beat is, like say your snare forward, right? If you don't know to always put your snare at one level and always work around that, then you'll never be good at mixing, because you don't know the fundamentals. It doesn't matter what the fuck you buy, right? You guys say interesting. How the fuck do you guys not know this? How do you watch me and not know this? Like seriously, like what are you guys doing with your life? How do you not know that? Like, dudes, I want to show you something. Like, bro, the whole reason why this thing is worth the cost of admission is because it gives you those guidelines. Like bro says here, make sure your master gain is here. Make sure your lows is here, your mids is here, and then you can put the limiter on. That is the whole fundamentals of mixing right there. That's the fundamentals of mixing. And if you can do that, your shit will sound good. Because like the way that I make my beats, my kick is always the loudest part of the beat, right? It's the loudest transient. My kick is always at -6, you know, in my setup. My kick is always at -6. That's where I start my mix. And then everything is mixed around that, okay? And this is the basic fundamentals of mixing. If I have a kick and it's at -6, right? And I'm putting all the other sounds into the mix, and then all of a sudden I can't hear my kick anymore, right? So this is how you mix. You bring all the stuff in, then all of a sudden you can't hear the kick. The reason why you keep that sound at the same volume on every one of your fucking songs is because now you know, okay, the reason why my kick is getting drowned out, it isn't because it isn't a bad kick, because I've been producing long enough to know how to pick a good kick, right? So do all of you guys. You guys all know how to pick a good kick, right? So if you can't hear that kick anymore, you know what that means? That means the other instruments need to be turned down, right? And then you just turn down the other instruments until you get the kick back. And that's it. And then if the whole thing where it's like, well, damn, CMP, like, you know, like my track is only hitting -6 in the master fader, like if you're one of those type of people, then you just put a limiter on your master out. So that you can hear it at full jump in volume, and you'll always have drums that smack. You'll always have drums that smack. That's it. That's it, bro. Mental template sounds dope. It seems like it comes way more natural to CMP touch tone. I mean, adrenaline. Like, I've been making music every single day since I was 16 years old. Ever since I got that Foss track, I've been making music every single day of my life. You know what I mean? It's what I love to do, you know? And it's not like I'm not like a great mixer, you know what I mean? But what I did was I put the time in, right? I put the time in, I asked the questions, and what I came up with was this. And I wrote it down one day, right? Like, have you ever like do you have a notebook at your desk? Do you, like, when stuff works, do you write it down and take notes of it? Like, do you approach it like a student, or do you just get frustrated? You know what I mean? Like once. So the concept that was always kicking my ass was your master fader should peak between -6 and 3 dB. And I was like, and I couldn't figure out, I was like, how do I make my master fader hit at -6? And then I thought about it. I was like, oh yeah, that means the loudest sound in the mix can't be higher than -6. Because once I start adding other instruments, the overall volume is going to keep going up, right? And that's where you get that threshold between -6 and -3 dB. And then once I started, and then I made a bunch of beats, right? Like 20, 30 beats. And when I did it, I noticed that when I put my kick at -6, my snare at -9, my hi-hats at -24, my perks from -20 to 18, and my 808 at -12, and the sum of my instrument bus at -24, and I put a limiter on it, and I turned that limiter so that I was able to get up to like a -6 RMX mix, and it didn't distort, which is like all I was trying to do. And then, I wrote that shit down in a little book. And then I got on YouTube and I seen it kicking all you guys' ass. And then I made a document and I put it on my site. And I wound up selling subscriptions for like 6 years based off of just putting the time and the effort into it. Like I'm not like some type of mixing talent. I just paid attention to what worked. And once I found out what worked, I wrote it down and I kept on repeating it. I kept on repeating it and I kept on repeating it. What I didn't do was like buy a bunch of different plugins or, get a whole bunch of different gear. Like I was just like, all right, like, dude, people used to ask me all the time, like, why do you still use the Waves L2? You know what I mean? It's because like I was using the Waves L2 for 10 years and I know what it sounded like. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to go and buy Smart Limit. I don't know what Smart Limit sounds like, but I know if I want, a certain sound, I know that I can use this 10-year-old plugin. You know what I mean? So dude, you just gotta scale back, and you need to pay attention to your gain structure first, right? And what you do is you don't worry about reverb, you don't worry about delay, you don't worry about lo-fi plugins. If you make boom bap, then you just do your drums and your sample. You don't worry about New York compression. You don't do nothing, right? And you find the starting point of where you want to put your kick and your snare, and you mix everything around that. And if you start to lose your kick and your snare, you turn all that other shit down. Then you put a limiter on it, you pull the attenuation of the limiter down, and you make that shit loud as fuck. And then once you see how good your beat sounds with just using a fader and a limiter, then you could start thinking about adding other things in. You know what I mean? And then you learn them one by one. So you got your limiter, and then you got like, dude, I didn't know how to use a bus compressor for like 12 years, bro. You know what I'm saying? I would put them on, on plug-in chains, but I didn't really know how to use it or what I was listening for. You know what I mean? Until I got to the point where I could, and then I wound up buying a $3,000 bus compressor. But it wasn't until I understood what I was actually hearing that I even felt confident enough to spend the money. Like this, like the Bus Plus didn't make anything better. It's the fact that I know what to listen for, Anyways, I hope that was helpful. I kind of use God particle as a limiter. I do most of what you're saying, gain staging and all, and I always feel like I'm going in the right direction until my best friend tweaks my beat and it sounds way better. What's your best friend um what's your best friend do for tweaks? So wait, he's your best friend and he doesn't explain to you what he's doing? Probably just boosting the mids and highs, bro. Makes everything sound better. Nah, tell your friend to stop being a hoe and show you what he's doing. Anytime I ever went over to my music friends like lab and I would cook up and I would always come through and bring them samples that they didn't have, bring them, sample packs and and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Especially my buddies who like had kids and they were busy and they weren't up on everything and they weren't following everything as close as I did. And I give them like Studio One's got 5 licenses. My friends have got my Studio One licenses, and I'd show them the new functions, and any little thing, anything that I learned on how to make their their music louder, shit like that. I showed them, bro. Like, he's got to come up off that info, bro. Because it sounds like you got all. It's like you, bro. You know how many people, like when I first started doing this, how many people would hit me up and they would be like, "Yo, I'm gonna come to Florida because I just feel like if I could spend like 2 days with you, I could fix like my whole stuff." Like there's so many people out there that just want somebody to sit down with. You know what I mean? And you got somebody that to sit down with. Watch your speakers. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This is how I use God Particle. You see how I'm not like hitting anywhere close to my mids, and I go and I turn this up 6 dB, and I'm not hitting anywhere close to my mids. I'm like, all right, bro. So this shit wants to hear more of the sample. So now I could go here and just, like there's like there's little tricks like the human ear it perceives volume in 3 dB segments, right? So if I go to 9, which if you look at my mixing cheat sheet, like kick at -6, snare at -12, instruments at like everything is at a multiple of 3, but what do I know? I'm just a dumbass electrician. Anyway. When I turn it up, what I listen for adrenaline is I'm like, all right, God Particle is saying I could have some more mids. I turn my mids up. Did I lose any of my drums? Nah, I didn't lose any of my drums. So let me go up another 3 dB, and let me see it. Let me see if I lost some, and let me see if I lose my drums now. Because what I don't want to do is lose my drums. Like that's my priority, right? So now it's like, yo, now I could take this. Don't even worry about this. This is just, don't even worry about this. Don't. Just forget this is even happening. Don't look at this part. No, you're not supposed to get highs in your in your green adrenaline. And the fact that you're asking me that question lets me know that you did not watch the Jason Joshua instructional videos on how to use the motherfucking God particle, bro. And I don't understand how we get plugins and we have information from the guy who made the goddamn plugin, who makes all the hit mixes, and we don't watch those videos. Like, we can't just expect to throw that shit on there and then it take care of everything, because there's caveats that go with that. And what you know, like, for the music that you and me make, you're never gonna hit that green. That you're not even really gonna hit the you're not even really gonna hit, like, if you're making a beat, because remember dude, you don't have the full song. Like, God Particle was designed for full songs. God Particle was not designed for slamming hip hop beats from the 90s. You know what I mean? It was designed for Justin Bieber and fucking you know, Bad Bunny songs. This shit was designed for Karol G songs. It was not designed for AZ's you know, comeback album. It was not designed for Soul Assassins 3. And it's designed for pop music. So if you don't have like a nice sparkly shiny vocal on top of your beat, you're never going to fill out those things in God Particle. What you want to pay attention to the most, because we do bass heavy music, is that low. And not for nothing, for me, the best result is you don't even want to like, you don't want to use it, like, you don't want to go to the limit in here. You want to just like touch it, right? You just want to like get in there. And the more like think about it like this: the more of this that you fill up in any of those bands, the harder the frequency is, the harder that frequency is going to be compressed when you go to limited. So if you want to make something louder, you need to put less of that shit in here, right? And if you're making like a really booming beat with like a Moog bass, or like how I have this 808, in order for me to make it louder, I need to knock some of that high end or that low end down. That's why when I use God Particle now, like, I only have my low end going halfway. That's why you'll see me turn, you know, my entire sum down, and I'll turn I'll turn the lows down a lot, even after using, you know, my awesome compressor and, you know, my 542s and oh shit, and you know, putting shit on the Silk Bus and all of that. Like, look, I just got green on the highs, and that is a 10 dB boost on an analog EQ in order to get that. You know, it's crazy, the 10 dB boost doesn't even sound bad, bro. That's fucking nuts. Why only 46%? And well, because listen to 100. It 46% because this shit I just didn't like the way it sounded. Adrenaline. It sounded like it sounded like too much. It sounded it sounded like way too much sauce. You know what I mean? So basically, I'm half-assing my mixes. You're just not thinking them through. You know what I mean? Like you're not really dedicating yourself to understanding the basics. You're not dedicating yourself to understanding your tools. You know what I mean? The only difference between me and you is the amount of time that I put in with everything that I use. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, all this year, ever since EA Ski started up with the fucking NPCs, what did I do? I got on here and I told you, I was like, listen, I'm going to document myself, using, doing the difference between the old school NPC that I have and the NPCX. And, and all the, and the gear that I use, and we'll fucking listen to it together, and we'll, it'll be a project. And that's what I do. Like, I haven't missed a week. You know what I'm saying? Been doing this ever since that happened. And I've bounced the files, we listen to it, we go through it, we talk about it in the Discord. You know what I mean? Like, the shit hasn't stopped. If you can't just, you can't just want to do it, Yo, but that bro, that high boost really fucked me up, bro. I'm always on 100. I guess I really need to watch that video. I mean, dude, the problem is you're not trusting yourself. You know what I mean? You can't even all that you know, all that you know, all that you know right now is that you like the way that your buddy's mixes sound more, and he won't even show you what he's doing. So you're not even learning anything from that. You know what I'm saying? But yes, you need to watch Jason Joshua use the God particle, because he's the person who made it. He spent 2 years developing this. Y'all are right, but this beat mix is crazy. No, this beat mix is for sure crazy. I just want you to understand what plugins I have on this. I have I have this oxide on everything, which is not doing nothing. I'm just passing sound through it. I'm not doing anything with these fab filters. This is just my template, right? I've got an MPC filter on my sampler, because I wanted to do that MPC vibe, right? And then I've got on my on my drums, I have no plugins, absolutely no plugins off my drums. My drums are just coming out of the MPC, right? I just recorded the beat sound like if Rock Marciano and Rick Ross did a collab. Hey, that's what the fuck I'm talking about, bro. Yo, that would be amazing. That would be amazing, bro. Yeah, but I'm not doing parallel compression on my drums. It was just, there's nothing. I'm just recording this. The only thing I'm doing that you're not seeing is the mix bus compression, which literally the settings on my bus compressor are the fucking mix bus compressor, the mix bus preset from every SSL G comp. That's what I'm using. What EQ is that? That's the EQ on the Bus Plus, bro. That EQ is the reason why is the reason why I could get off of the Fusion. You know what I mean? I just because it has a high shelf, low shelf on here, and then it's also got the thing yeah, bro. Like, come on, man, come on, bro. It's SSL, bro. It's SSL, dude. Like, it's SSL for a reason. You make it sound way more simpler than because, bro, it's simple. You don't gotta do a bunch of shit. Like, like, dude. When I tell you you don't gotta do a bunch of shit, I'm not lying to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not stunting on you. But I also am doing the same shit that all these guys who claim that they mix 100% in the box, you know, 100, you know, I've got the shit going out, you know, to some saucy pieces, you know, but those saucy pieces ain't doing all that much. I mean, they are. I got the SPO big on it too, which that helps out a lot. Not gonna lie. Watch, I'll bypass the saucy shit. Like, that's the beat without the hardware, you know? It doesn't, like, it don't sound bad. We lost some gain. Watch when I put the gain back in. See, I didn't get all of it back, but I got a lot of it back. That's why the God particle is at 46 because I have hardware. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to replicate hardware. So if you're pushing it through a bunch of hardware, you don't need as much God particle as somebody who doesn't have hardware. But then when I push all my buttons back, A Stockton, so you rebought the SSL Bus Plus hardware? Yeah. Yes, sir, I did. I got what I do. I got rid of my SSL Fusion and I bought the Bus Plus. I got lucky because the Bus Plus, it dropped in price. Like it went from being $3,000 to like to being $2,200. You can hear the difference ASAP, and that Bus Plus is crazy. Yeah, no, the Bus Plus is, listen, the Bus Plus is the Bus Plus is elite, bro. That shit is elite, dude. It's like a they took all of the awesome stuff from the SSL bus plugins and they put it in hardware. Like Like, bro, what compressor do you know that has a dynamic EQ? You know what I'm saying? You might pick it up. I mean, I think it's weird that you don't have it by now. To be honest, you know, this shit's elite, bro. This shit's fucking amazing. It's everything you need. It's got the THD button. It's got the 4K transformer in there that you and everything and everything that you got the dangerous compressor. I'm sure that's awesome too, you know. The dangerous compressor is what people buy when they don't want to have SSL like everybody else. You made me want to get one, but I see a lot of people complaining about the menu diving workflow, changing of modes with knobs or buttons or whatever. I mean, I don't know who. I don't see who a lot of people are. I feel like I feel like you watched one or two videos where people were saying that. The way that I use the Bus Plus, I don't ever change shit on it. Like like the Bus Plus is a bus compressor. You know what I mean? Like if you're buying the Bus Plus and you're one of these fucking goofballs that's like, I gotta get my money worth out of this, so I gotta record vocals through it, and I'm gonna record electric guitar through it, and I'm gonna record acoustic piano through it, and I'm gonna mic up my Prophet and put it through a guitar amp and then compress it with the Bus Plus, then like yeah, you're gonna be clicking fucking buttons. But I process rap music through it, and there's one setting for that. There's just one setting for that, and the only thing and the only thing that I got to change is, do I want to hear more highs or less? And in most cases, it's more. You know, just put just put 2 or 3 dBs of highs on there to brighten everything up, and that's it. Like the only thing that you gotta menu dive for is if you want to change, like if you want to change what frequency the dynamic EQ is picking up, right? That's the only thing you got to menu dive for. But why are you doing that? You know, why are you trying that hard? Who are you mixing this for? Is this shit gonna get played at the Met Gala? This shit getting played at the Super Bowl? Like the fuck are we doing, bro? This shit is this shit is so good at doing what it does that you gonna let some nerd on YouTube who didn't who fucking is driving themselves crazy. It's like, do I want to boost the high frequency shelf at 7K, 6.5K, or 5.6K? I need to hear them all. Like, bitch. No, you don't, bro. It's SSL. You put that shit at 7K because on the SSL boards, that's what all the goats boosted was motherfucking 7K, and that's it. There ain't nothing more to it. You know what I mean? You don't need to reinvent the SSL workflow. It's gonna be okay. I think a good name for this beat is nothing but a G string. Yeah, I just you know what like touched on you like the SSL like Bus Plus like for me it just it's that like it really adds like polish to rap beats. You know what I mean? Like there's it's just one of those things where it's just like when I use even even if I just like make a beat in Studio One real quick and I send it through the summing mixer into the into the chain, like it just makes like hip hop drums like sound like how I expect them to sound from listening to rap music for all these years. You know what I mean? It's that, bro. It's that candy paint, bro. It puts that candy paint on the track. It's got that veneer. It's got that epoxy. You're looking at them on reverb right now. Bro, I'm so happy I found somebody. I found somebody to buy my SSL 6, and I don't have to go through reverb to do it. Bro, fucking $3,000 for the X Rack, dude. Get out of here. Oh, $3,000 for the X Rack. This shit don't even got side chain, my boy. It don't even got side chain. Shit don't even got side chain, dog. Do I think this sounds better than the Bus Plus? No. I don't think none of these old ones sound better than the Buzz Plus, bro. Like they went nuts with the Buzz Plus. Oh damn, they still trying to get they still trying to get people for the old price. That's not the price. Ooh, look at that. Look at that. 2 bands. It's in France though. God damn it. These people paid the $3,000 for it, but this was crazy because when he said yo, did something happen? Did I wake up in the fucking green polo horse universe today? Oh, the price went back up. Dude, bro, I'm telling you, these were going around. They were not this price. Like there was a sale on these or some shit for a little minute where they had went down to $22.99. Only 3 left in stock. Mm. I gotta cook up with that one. That shit's dope. Jones has got some smoke in here. Nah, that's not for me. This shit make me want to make like a Locks beat, like a Puff Daddy Locks beat. This one too. I've been sleeping on these. Damn, these guys been dropping smoke. I forgot I gotta use this. Keyflow fucking gave me the layup with that one. Alright guys, I'm gonna get out of here. Y'all keep it simple. Do not be basic. We'll see you on the next one.